Probably quite frightening, him thundering towards you, but good stuff. Right, onwards into the men's doubles final.
We're off to a strong start. I mean, you can already see the speed at which the ball's flying at.
Yeah, this is going to be quick in terms of velocity. Hopefully, not in terms of it's over quickly.
Love to.
And it'll be interesting to see how Paul adjusts, because he's the only player that hasn't played today, and he's been in the training hall knocking up. I believe, he obviously didn't play the singles.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
Is that significant, do you think? He's not played today, I mean?
I think it could be. It's a little bit like when a footballer, I'd like to compare, is on the bench and then they get brought on for the match, but they haven't got the pace of the match, and they can be impactful for sure. And obviously Paul has got very high pedigree, but it might just make a small difference, especially at the speed at which the game's going at. You see that flick there, extremely fast speed there, and just Paul slightly late to react.
Yeah, he's got world-class skills, of course, but it's just whether they're quite at their sharpest.
Yeah.
Tom and Connor will want this one for sure. There's going to be no sentimentality. None. Oh, it would be nice if Paul wins his 16th title. They'll absolutely want to stop that happening. Why shouldn't they? Tom has won this game, title actually.
2-4.
And Sam, in fact.
I think the England coaches will certainly be watching this with a eager eye, because this could definitely be a potential international doubles pairing in the future, Jarvis and Green.
Yeah, and as we said, they did get to the semi-finals at Star Contender. That was as a fledgling combination.
That's right.
They really hadn't had much experience together.
Doubles
is an increasing significance, I should say, in the international game. We're seeing doubles World Cups now. We're seeing mixed team. It's definitely here to stay and getting stronger and stronger. So if you're a good doubles player, you're definitely going to be in demand going forward.
5-3.
Yeah, and the serves are even more important in doubles because, of course, especially as a right-hander, you're serving from the other side of the table to which most players serve, and you have to adapt to getting that ball at the right length to not let the opponent in. But it seems like every player around this table is very good at serve receive.
6-3.
Yeah, and England increasingly strong in doubles. We mentioned that history-making feeder title that Connor and Tintin won. They got to the final of the next WTT event as well, lost out to a Japanese pair.
3-7.
Paul and Sam won feeder Manchester.
Of course.
And we've had Liam and Paul never quite got that title. They got the Commonwealth Games golds, iconic. I mean, gold's a great colour no matter what the level, and fabulous achievement, those back-to-back golds. But so close to winning a WTT title, they got to a Qatar final. But yeah, it's a big part of the modern game, and what would improve English doubles? A few more left-handers, potentially.
That's right, that's right. I mean, you saw earlier, when Connor and his twin, Anna, obviously getting to the final of the mixed doubles, they must have a wealth of experience having played together, and I think even though they're not perhaps the strongest pair, the strongest individuals individually to be put together against some of their competitors, it shows you how playing together regularly and having that connection can have a huge difference. Yeah. And you actually see that in the international scene as well, when best friends or siblings play doubles together.
Yeah. Well, we saw it here actually. I mean, Hugo and Leo Newen, the twins from Plymouth, they caused an upset.
Big upset.
Beat it was Larry and Joseph, I think. They wasn't it? Who were silver medalists a couple of years ago.
5-9.
Unlucky. Probably just still tuning his radar. He loves winning on this court, though. He's definitely not going to give up the chance to go for history.
5-10.
He's starting to move a little bit better now, isn't he? Just as you would expect. As you say, he's not played, so he's slightly slower movements early on, but he now looks like he's moving nicely.
10-6.
4 more game points for them to face.
That's it. And as a spectator, I think you would probably be advocating for Jarvis and Green to win the first set, just to add that interest. into the game.
10-7.
Yeah, all these players are popular, and don't get us wrong, but I think Paul, the esteem that he's held in for the contribution he's made to English table tennis, it would definitely be a popular win if he does get that record.
Definitely. That could be a day of records, because of course Tintin will be coming up later to take that record of the women's singles.
Tia is gonna. I mean, she took her to 7 last year.
3-0 up last year.
Yeah, absolutely. She's gone up a level as well, so it could be great.
And I was actually thinking earlier, Tintin probably does hold the record for amount of national championships throughout all ages, because she was winning under 11 championships when she was 8 or 9.
I know, and there's there's one person who I think may have a couple more, and he's on court right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. And they've brought it back
got
to 10
over 50, and they've
brought it back to 10 all, so he's closer to breaking that record.
Absolutely. What a competitor he is. There's just something about he coming in relatively cold. He's still able to find his game really quickly.
11-10.
And now it's turned around completely from 4 game points down. They've got one of their own.
$11-all.
Bit of luck there to keep them in the set.
Yeah, nobody wants to win this first game just yet. Trademark Drinkhall flick, but off target this time.
He doesn't miss many of those.
He doesn't. I mean, if you could clone a table tennis player, Paul Drinkhall's forehand flick would definitely be a part that you would choose.
Definitely.
$12-all.
What a return that was, by the way, by Paul, that backhand.
Oh, on the move as well.
Yeah. He just ran across in front of photographer Michael Loveter there. Michael's well known, of course. Michael likes to try and get those mid-air pictures of players as they're hitting on the move, but that one a little bit too close to him. Umpire Vladimir Shadunov just giving them a bit of a hurry up.
13-12.
Well, that's not ideal.
No, fault serve. Slightly too tight there, I think. It's hard when they're under a lot of pressure to keep that serve short at such a vital point in the game in this first game.
And having the umpire putting them under pressure as well.
Yeah, with the timings.
Second game point for Drinkhall and Walker.
Oh, he's messed up Walker again.
Just as we said, he was just finding his game. Just a couple of them have been slightly off. Only takes a fraction of a centimetre, of course, between clipping the net or just missing the side or the end of the table. A little bit of luck there off the net, but
13-14.
didn't help. Sam Walker's shot hitting net didn't help them on that occasion.
No.
And so now another game point for Tom and Connor.
15-13. Game for
They're
Jarvis
closed
and
it out.
Green.
And that, because of the way that game ended, that will, no matter which way it went, play on both of their minds, either side of the table, because there were chances for both of them to take that 1-0 lead, and therefore now increased pressure for Paul and Sam.
And yet they won't feel too downhearted, as you say, because they had their chances. They know they're in this final. It's fine margins.
Yeah.
That was a lovely controlled shot by Connor there, pushed down the line, that finally won them the game. Talking there with Dave Jarvis, Tom's dad. Always nice at these nationals, as we've said before, you get the family connections often, or the club connections in the corner. The national coaches take a step back and observe, and you get, I guess, coaches or parents who've been with their charge for many years. I mean, in Sam Walker's case, he's got Howard there in his corner, you can just see behind him. 20 odd years probably they've been together.
They have. I remember him coaching Sam when I was playing junior masters and junior competitions against Sam. So I think at this level as well, it's more important to have someone more familiar and somebody to relax you when you're playing a final like this.
Serving.
Absolutely. I mentioned Vladimir Shadranov, who's in the umpire's chair. That's John Mackey, who is assisting, and John Mackey BEM, who was awarded in the
second game.
King's New
Drinkhall
York.
serve.
Brilliant. Congratulations to John for that.
Well deserved.
Absolutely wonderful achievement. I mean, to be honoured by the head of state, I mean, that's just a wonderful thing, isn't it?
One love.
He'll get to go to Buckingham Palace or Windsor Castle, and might even meet King Charles III himself. Lovely angle
Brilliant
on that.
Backhand flick there. That was a backhand flick from the ages, because of course these days people are doing the banana flick.
Yeah.
That was more of a swatting backhand flick, which was very popular before the banana flick was adopted.
Yeah, always evolving the techniques of table tennis. It's fascinating how the best players are always trying to think of something new to give them an edge, that extra little 1% to get them over the line, and then everyone of course learns the new skill and copies it, and so the whole thing moves on. What was your secret weapon, Liam?
Oh, I think my secret weapon is probably the forehand counter. There wasn't many spin-ups to my forehand that I wasn't able to counter. So it was a dangerous place to go.
3-2.
And that's a shot that's been pretty widely adopted, I think, by most top players these days. It's a real critical shot in their arsenal.
And some shots kind of go away into hibernation occasionally, and then a player will bring them back. We're seeing a lot of the chop block at the top level. Certainly.
3-0. Wrong side.
So that's an example there where the serve was the wrong side, and that shows the fine margins and almost the difficulty in adapting from the singles to the doubles, where you're serving from a different part of the table.
3-0.
Yeah. And a second service error actually by no, forgive me, I thought Tom had that last one. It wasn't him, of course. He's got the ball in hand now. But service errors by two of the players already in this match. It does show just how tight they're trying to keep it. Nice long push by Paul there.
Again, another shot that you don't see very often these days, the long push. Most players are touching short or flicking and opening the rally from there. But you can certainly force the error, and I've seen it several times in these finals today by doing that.
And it keeps the opponent guessing as well. You know, if you're becoming robotic and doing the same thing again and again, it's easier to play against. Again, that acceleration through that flick by Paul.
And the power on that forehand by Connor. I really have noticed in the last couple of years his power in his shots really grow.
Yeah. He'll be very disappointed to have missed out on finals from a singles point of view. He lost out to Joe Hunter, another who's improved immeasurably, playing full-time on the continent, and that's obviously elevated his game. That's
right, and it's different style as well, mixing the spins and speeds and positions extremely well with a really, really strong serve.
It was a great retrieve by Paul in the middle of that rally, but didn't result in the point, that one there. Nice swinging, lot of side spin on that return from Connor.
Oh,
7-4.
I think their signals under the table work wonders there, where they usually, well, they'll agree what signals they do, but it will either be usually float, topspin, or backspin, and that was pretty obviously a float because he pushed it right off the end.
Yeah, reading that spin. I mean, two fabulous serves there, and actually that's potentially broken the back of the game, because this would have been 6-all if those serves hadn't landed. Yeah. But Sam's been serving pretty well at these championships, so if he gets his two in, we still have a game on our hands.
And we know that no matter what the score is, I wouldn't bet against Sam again of coming back after his big comeback versus Bagley.
Wasn't that incredible? You had the pleasure of calling that one from this box. I had the pleasure of watching it and not having to call it.
8-6.
There we are, Sam holding on to his 2 serves. Yeah, I mean, Andrew Baggerly, he's had a remarkable career. I mean, he was solidly between 1 and 200 in the world for a decade.
Yep.
And, okay, he's not hit the top 100, top 50, but to play at that level for so long is really worthy of a lot of respect.
It is.
And he's 43 and running around like a man half his age.
I'd still like to see him play the World Veteran Championships because I think he'd really give it a good go and be the first winner since Alan Cook to bring that home.
Yeah. Very well said. Yeah, over 40s, of course, veteran.
8-all.
And they've brought it all the way back. Just as you think one of the pairs has taken a big stride towards getting another game on the board, the other one hits back.
Paul, about serve. What you'll notice about his serve is a lot of players say it's not super flashy, and it's not. But it is extremely hard
9-8.
to allow the opponent in at all. Just loaded with backspin, very low over the net, and there's just not much you can do with it.
Yeah, setting up the 3rd ball attack is the name of the game. A few better at it in recent English history than Paul.
9-all.
But Sam's missed that one. I don't know if we'll see a replay from the other end of the table. I don't think that missed by much. It only takes a millimetre, of course.
Two serves here for Connor.
Well, if they're anything like his last 2, that will be game over. Yep, so it's
9-10.
the 3rd ball attack, but on this occasion it doesn't land, and game point for Drinkhall and Walker to level us up.
10-all.
They brought it back.
Another great serve by Connor. Do you see the serve being vital perhaps in the men's singles final a bit later on? Tom perhaps not serving as well as he usually does. Sam serving very well over this weekend so far.
Oh,
10-11.
he just missed that, but yeah, I do. I think this is almost a good warm up for Tom's serve for the final. And I think if he gets that working and going for him, then he's got a very, very good chance. And I mean, he's already probably the favourite to win. So if he gets a serve going, then that gives him even more of a chance. I think throughout this whole Nationals, Tom and probably Joe Hunter have had the best serves, and Joe in particular, you saw in his semi-final match.
Oh,
12-10 game to Drinkhall and
what a
Walker.
way to win a game, eh?
That is, and that's put them right back in it. I couldn't really call this now.
Oh, sorry, not sorry, definitely on that one. Just before we analyse that game, I just want to mention a couple of presentations that were made before this match. We had on court some more of our honours, which people who have given so much of their time and enthusiasm and expertise to the game, and these were really, really important and big ones. The Ivor Montague Award for someone who made a significant personal contribution to the administration of Table Tennis England at a national level. That went to Jason Sugru. The Malcolm Scott Award for outstanding service to Table Tennis England, Don Parker, currently a director, coach, in the past the men's team captain, the voice of table tennis. Liam and I are just dabbling in commentary in comparison with Don Parker, the number of Olympics and Paralympics that he's called. And then finally, and this is a really special one, the Keith Ponting President's Memorial Award to someone who's given especially long and outstanding voluntary personal service over many years. And it was presented posthumously to Harvey Webb, who many people listening to this stream and here at the Nationals will remember, who sadly passed away around 18 months ago, I think.
Third game, green to serve.
A great man for competitions in England, given so much service in so many different capacities. And Diane Webb, his widow, collected that award on his behalf. A really nice moment that, and you'll be able to read a bit more about them in our website archive. So, 1-1. Who's the next to take the step forward?
There it is, the iconic forehand flip. And actually, just touching on what you said there about Don, I was actually having breakfast with him today, getting a few tips on the commentary, and I found out an incredible statistic, which is that he's done 10 Olympics.
I know, it's incredible.
Since table tennis entered the Olympics, he's done every single one, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, 1988 in Seoul was the first time that table tennis became an Olympic sport. Yeah, Don, you know, he's what he doesn't know about table tennis. He's calm, authoritative voice in the commentary box, and has done these nationals a few times as well. So we are definitely following in illustrious footsteps today.
That was a really strong backhand flick there by Sam. I think as this game's going on, the third ball flick is becoming really important, and they're both pairings are hitting that ball in particular very hard to try and win the point early on.
And of course the serve trying to prevent that opening. So it is the first two shots are so important. I mean, they're pretty important in singles, but I think doubly so in doubles.
Definitely.
Sometimes hard to appreciate from up here, just the revolution that are on the ball. And some might say that's the biggest problem in table tennis is, you know, from a television point of view, you can't always appreciate the spin in the same way that you could in tennis.
And that's also, of course, why the World Championships of Ping Pong was very highly watched when and that was on Sky Sports, with Bagley winning 4 of those world titles.
Yeah, he had an amazing
Reich
record.
wouldn't finish. Oh, great rally there, and finishing with a hard forehand into Paul's middle. One of the most underrated positions on the table.
Absolutely, that crossover, and particularly if you're on the move, of course. They have to be pretty precisely placed, though.
Oh, that's a brilliant forehand down the line. That's exactly textbook for how you want to receive a banana flick from the forehand side. Use that spin to carry it over down the line. Exactly what Paul just did there.
Oh! 5-4.
We are looking, of course, as became apparent with an announcement earlier on today, we are looking at the men's squad for the World Championships.
Of course. And one wild card which is yet to be decided.
Yeah. Who would that be, I wonder? Well, Joseph Hunter and Larry Trumpauskas have done themselves no harm.
No.
Neither's Andrew Bagley, in fairness, although getting to finals they would have really given the selectors more to think about, I think.
Please play.
Another hurry up there from umpire Vladimir. Yeah, and we'll see Tintin and Tia in the women's final. They are the two
5-6
spearheads of the women's team, along with Jasmine Wong and Ella Pashley, and another wild card to come in the women's as well. What an opportunity that is for those players.
It's brilliant. And they'll go down in history because it is the 100-year centenary World Team Championships. And it may hopefully not be another 100 years before it returns to London, but maybe as long as that.
Yeah, back at the iconic OVO Arena, Wembley as well. Wembley actually hosted the Worlds in 1954. That was the last time in London. Do you know what momentous event happened during those championships? I'm going to slightly show off here. A lot of people know this actually, so I'm not showing off that much. The only ever all-English World Championship final. Women's doubles, when Diane and Rosalind Rowe beat Anne Hayden and Kathleen Best.
Wow, I didn't know that. It's a great fun fact for my collection.
Anne Hayden, of course, many people know as Anne Jones, went on transition to tennis, won Wimbledon, won BBC Sports Personality of the Year, so British sporting royalty for sure. In fact, I had the very great pleasure of interviewing Anne last year, and we've tried to feature some of our medalists from back in the day on a series of features which you can see on our YouTube channel. If you're enjoying this match, subscribe, like, go and have a browse because there's some fascinating stuff. Those interviews, Mary Wright as well, Dennis Neal, Jill Parker, all World Championship medalists in their day.
8-7.
And part of the Road to the World Championship video series, along with quite a few other things. Slender 1-point lead for Drinkhall and Walker.
8-all.
Now what happened here? Almost ball went to his bat, and it was just right position at right time.
That's all, yeah, almost like muscle memory just kicks in. He still looks a bit shocked.
Yeah.
Joy! 9-8.
Great serving by Connor.
These matches they're turning around from point to point, aren't they? Or even if one team has a little run of points, then the other team does. 2 points ago, we were talking about a slender lead for Drinkhall and Walker as we move to the crunch end of this game. Now it's the other way around.
8-10.
That was Connor putting Paul under a lot of pressure there, and again going to that crossover.
Yeah,
Paul being on the move.
He's nailed a couple of those in this match with Paul on the move. The placement absolutely superb from Connor. 2 game points to restore their lead.
Oh, that's a brilliant forehand.
Tom's on the
Really
floor
good.
as he
Jarvis
brings
and
it
Green.
home. Connor gives him a helping hand back to his feet.
And that's not an easy shot. It's a slow, really loaded spinny backhand to Tom's middle.
Just
They'll be happy
toppling
with that.
over. He can smile about it now because he landed the shot.
He can. And they're only 11 points, 1 game away from taking the title.
Absolutely. And denying Paul's shot at history. Let's have a look at some of the best bits of that game. That bit of help from the net there for Paul and Sam.
There's that final shot.
Yeah, Tom just slightly overbalancing. I think actually he almost fell over just to cushion himself so he's not, jarring an ankle or something like that. Just looking at the routes to the final for these pairs. Paul and Sam beat Gabriel Sugar and Howard Onweng. Jack and Josh Bennett. Josh was up here earlier for the mixed doubles final. And then Naom Askedon and Toby Ellis. All 3-0. They've yet to drop a game going into this match. They have, of course, now dropped 2.
Paul be serving.
Tom and Connor had dropped 1 actually in the semi-finals against Ben Piggott and Felix Thomas. Before
4th
that,
game, Drinkhall to serve.
they
Level.
beat in the quarters Shaquille Webb-Dixon and Israel Awalaja, and in the round of 16 Joe Sawyer and Shay Thacker. Of course, Tom had a magnificent match against Shaquille in the singles quarterfinals. Shaquille gave that a really good go and took 2 games off Tom. And just for a few minutes, there were people thinking, could we see an amazing upset? But Tom's class in the end won through. But full respect. And from Tom, full respect to Shaquille at the end of that match as well. He recognised the test that he'd been given.
Again, Sam there just winning that point by going to the middle. Executed to perfection.
Borrowing Connor's tactic.
Left 3.
And that reloop just completely disguised. I couldn't guess. I don't think anybody could guess which way that was going to go. And it went deep into the backhand.
3-1.
There's definitely a tactic here of Tom and Connor putting Paul under as much pressure as possible, hitting really solid, spinny shots right into places where Paul is having to move to get to that ball and return that well.
And that makes sense. He's the, in inverted commas, undercooked player. In the sense he hasn't played yet today, so let's put him under pressure, see if he can still deliver his undoubted skills.
But you're absolutely right. I think he's one of the players in England who, when he walks into a room or walks onto a court, he does have an aura about him. And I think it still goes back to when he was almost like a junior prodigy, being the number 1 in the world junior, number 1 or 2 under 21 in the world. And I remember watching on BBC Sports Personality of the Year him winning or getting nominated for Young Sports Personality.
Yeah. Was he alongside Wayne Rooney or Theo Walcott perhaps? It was
that's
one of
right.
those, wasn't it?
One of those.
Yeah, incredible. And for table tennis to actually make it onto Sports Personality, it's sad to say we don't often. I don't think Sam's ever beaten
3-4.
Paul actually in a competitive singles match. Certainly a couple of his final defeats have been to Paul. He also lost to Liam on one occasion, lost to Tom, Tom's first title.
Five, 3.
In fact, both of Tom's titles, Sam was the beaten player on each occasion. 6 games in 2022 and 5 in 2023. It's funny, isn't it, that Sam has a history of beating Liam at this event 3 times, I think, and yet could never get the better of Paul. Oh, that so nearly crept over the net. Not quite as close as it seemed on first viewing. Oh, beautiful.
5-all.
Using the angles there to come off the side of the table.
Yeah, that's unreturnable. Perfect angle.
Tom, of course, using his uniquely shaped, cyber-shaped Stiga blade. One that I think has proved popular with more players than I thought it would.
Yeah, Joe Hunter was using one, I noticed.
That's
as well.
right.
Battle of the Cyber Blades in that semi-final.
I saw Tintin's actually moved back, I believe, in the last year. She's moved back from the cyber shape to a normal circular blade.
Timeout.
I believe the cyber shape has a USP around saying that it has a bigger surface area and...
Yeah, I think it's 11% or something of that order. Paul and Sam just calling the timeout. 1 minute timeout allowed for each pair during the match. Did they? I didn't see. Did they call that, or was it Howard?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure actually,
no,
but it's a good timeout regardless. They were leading this set, and now they're behind. And speaking about one of the greats, we have the only Table Tennis England Hall of Fame inductee, Will Bailey, coming on next for the para event since Desmond Douglas.
Wow. That is... I didn't know that, actually. Yeah, Will, he's in our Table Tennis England Centenary Hall of Fame as well. He was the only para player in that. Yeah, there's nothing that man hasn't achieved. It's we'll introduce him when they come out for that final, but there's a lot of accolades. And looking forward to that one because Billy's a dynamic player as well. That's going to be fast and furious, and it'll be loud.
Definitely. I don't know who I would have my money on.
No,
they obviously play each other all the time, so it'll be an interesting one.
They don't. They're different classes, so they'll play each other in a training environment. Yeah, whether they actually have matches against each other probably doesn't happen that often. But, Will just missed out on qualifying for the men's singles actually as well, didn't he? Won 4 of his group matches. Yeah, that's the next match on court here. But a lot of business still to be done in this one as Drinkhall and Walker with serve, trying to close that 1 point gap, which they do. Will they take it to a deciding 5th game, or will the youngsters there in shot, Tom Jarvis and Connor Green, do it?
See how effective Tom can use the serves here. The jab. Can't really read the spin. It's well disguised. Is it float, backspin, or top spin? Very well disguised. It's such a fast movement. Oh, but that's a brilliant receive. Pick the half long and won the point there.
Eight-all.
Sam just missing there by fine margins on that reloop. 8-all. 2 serves for Paul.
8-9.
And that puts Jarvis and Green 2 points away from their national title. This is a huge point for them both, because if they win this, they're 10-8 up with 2 serves in hand. Ball there again, disguising his forehand attack. For a minute there, it looked like he was going deep to the backhand again, and then last minute, hooks it wide to the forehand. And that's what makes him world class. And here comes the mental chess part of the game. 9-all towel break, talking tactics. They'll have to be decisive and execute with perfection.
Connor's been serving well in this game, in this match.
10-9.
That gives them a lead and a match ball to bring home the national title.
Yep, this will be the first time that Connor has won the men's doubles, won the mixed with Anna last year. Not this time though, we'll have to wait a bit if it's going to happen. And it's not such an outlandish suggestion that Paul and Sam can still go on to win this match, having saved a match point.
Definitely. Brilliant spin there by Connor.
Sam showing his frustration there as well. Went for the right shot, just didn't land it.
And another match ball with Tom to serve this time. And that's it.
That's it. Yes.
They've taken it. Connor's got himself his first men's doubles national title.
And don't they look like they enjoyed that one? Paul and Sam, well, 2 dreams have died there. Sam's treble on the day and Paul going ahead of the great Des Douglas on to 16. Tom looks like he's really enjoyed that one. He's not been known as a doubles player so much as the rest of the England squad perhaps. He's had some good doubles moments, but there have been a few years he's focused on the singles, so it's a little bit rare for him to get a doubles title. So he looks justifiably not as pleased as Dad, mind you.
The continuation of a future gold medal pairing. Brilliant for English table tennis.
But just look how close that was.
Now joined on court by the men's doubles champions, Tom Jarvis and Connor Green. Connor, let's start with yourself. Tell us about that epic final.
Yeah, it was a really good match. I thought it was a high-level doubles match as well, and just we won a few of the close sets, and then we came away with the win.
Obviously, Tom, first doubles title for you and Connor combined, and Connor's first doubles title here at the Nationals. But you guys are no strangers to playing together in the doubles. Tell us how well you guys play together and why it's such a winning combination.
We just have a lot of fun. We get on really well together. He says a lot of funny things during the match and keeps it entertaining. And I don't know, we just bounce off each other, and we haven't played much, but whenever we have, we've had good results. So he's a young boy. I've got quite a while left in me, so I'm sure we're going to be seeing this doubles partnership many more times.
And Connor, obviously the squad for the ITTF World Championships just being announced. How are you feeling about that? Obviously not your first World Championships, but your first one as a team.
Yeah, no, I'm just really buzzing to be in the team, especially because it's home World Championships as well, and just I'll try and do everything I can to help the team, whether that's playing or sporting, and just a great opportunity for me as well.
And Tom, final question, huge final coming up. What can we expect to see from Tom Jarvis versus Sam Walker?
Yeah, both times we've played in the national finals before. It's been great matches. It's always a tough battle against Sam. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've kind of had my eye on it all weekend, and yeah, I'm really excited. It's the matches you want to play, and I hope we just come out, both play a good match, and and that everyone enjoys it.